Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gabriel Lopez from Fancy Lads Gaming, and today I present to you Space Engineers. Space Engineers is practically one of those games where you fly around and build your own stuff, and yeah, it's a survival game. That's pretty much it. Right, anyway, so onwards to show you what I have created. As you can see here, this is a fighter that I have created, and what I will be showing to you in this video is my fighters, my bombers, as well as the carrier that, well, carries them and transports them. So without further ado, let's go to the mothership, so to speak. Right. The mothership is this. Oh god, way too responsive. There you go, it's this way. So that's where we'll be headed. This fighter here, I don't know, I just thought this shape would look really good, and I've been playing Sins of a Solar Empire pretty recently. So this is sort of inspired by the Vasari, I guess you could say, even though this may not look like the Vasari at all. I tried my best. In fact, this aircraft carrier is also inspired by Sins of a Solar Empire. So, yeah, let's see how it is. So we go here. We need to stop. We cannot crash into the carrier. As you can see, one thing that I do need to work on is reverse thrust. I've only got 4 thrusters for reverse. Lots of maneuverability thrusters facing downwards and facing upwards as well as forwards, but sidewards and rear movement on the ship is a little restricted. Right, anyway, let's get a good outside view. You know what, let's ditch this for now. Let's get a good outside view. Alright, so we go this way. Here you go. This here is the front of my aircraft carrier. This aircraft carrier here is not meant for it to stand by itself. It's meant to be in a fleet. As you can see, it has no other defenses besides its fighter and bomber payload, I guess you could say. Although in a head-on fight, should it actually need to return fire to an enemy capital ship, I have made it so it is armed with rocket pods in a U-shape here, just because it looks really cool. Right, anyway, so that's the outside of my aircraft carriers, and I showed you the top, I showed you the front. Here is the command center, which is actually on the underbelly of the aircraft carrier. With 2 layers thickness, well, 3 at the hardest point on the downwards armor, plus engines. We've got some hull shaping here. I'm not sure if they've included bouncing bullets and rockets and things, but basic ballistics, I guess, would say that well, shaped hulls like this at an angle, they tend to deflect shots and offer more protection, basically. So yep, that's the underbelly as well, and then you have the back of the ship here, which looks really strange, but yeah, that's the back, with lots of forward thrust, to be honest, a lot of forward power, but this thing moves actually relatively slow. Right, let's get inside. Sorry for the frame rate drop, my computer isn't necessarily the best. Anyway, so let's start off with the front here. This would be towards the front of the ship. As you can see, you have the rocket pods here. We can just load the ammunition from the inside of the ship, and everything is all good. You have a control room, well, kind of. Here, these seats would control each deck, and underneath each one of these seats marks a new hangar. Besides these two would probably be for the pilot and co-pilot as just sort of monitoring communications, I guess. I don't know, something. So we run down here this highly illuminated catwalk, and we go down these stairs, and then you actually have the hangars and everything. So that's looking pretty nice. This aircraft carrier can carry up to 5 fighters and 5 bombers. If you did not want to carry the bomber variations, which is actually much bigger than the fighter variation, well, not much bigger, just a little bit bigger, I guess you might be able to increase the supply, and if you're a better pilot than I am, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tessellate this even more, but obviously it'd be a tight fit. Right, anyway, moving on. I will show you the bombers later. So we go this way. This here is the room where, well, all the good stuff is. You have the nuclear reactors here and your gyroscopes. So the gyroscopes would allow me to rotate and turn the ship, move it up and down and so on. And then the nuclear reactors, well, they power the ship. So the back end needs to be protected at all times. Just in case though, we've got more nuclear reactors here. This big thing here is also a nuclear reactor. Scattered throughout the ship, we have our own gravity generators. So if the ship does come into contact with the enemy and it does get engaged, which it probably will, it'll start taking heavy fire, and we'll have backup generators practically everywhere. We have more gyroscopes here because this ship is a very big hunky ship, weighs a lot, so I need a lot of gyroscopes to turn this thing efficiently. And well, that's it for the main deck. To the lower deck. Now there's only really 2 decks for this, and well, the lower deck is actually the main control room. Now here you have your medical room. This is where you would probably, well, not probably, this is where you will be spawning inside my aircraft carrier should you die out in space. And then you have these. They would also be things like communications, and these guys would take care of light support systems and everything else. And these 2 seats, they are meant for the pilot, right? And one thing is these windows allow me to fly this ship straight like this, as if it was a fighter. I can look at where I'm going, although you got to keep in mind that there is a huge chunk above us. Look at that on the 3 thing. So there's a huge chunk above us, so we got to compensate for that. Yeah, right, okay, let's fly this thing. So as you can see, I'm accelerating, and I've got forward thrusts on every single forward thruster I can probably fit onto this ship, and I am slowly accelerating. Right now I'm almost at 15 meters per second, weighing a whopping 15,124,833 kilos. It's a very big ship, very heavy and extremely cumbersome to move. Anyway, we also have rearward thrust, which I actually have a lot of. Oh, I forgot to place some engines and shit over there. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Sorry, the screen keeps going weird, and that's because of the gap. As you can see here, I haven't quite closed it, as this is meant to be in sort of a huge support formation. It is going to be very well protected by the fleet rather than its own armaments, so it doesn't really require too much armor. Right, okay. Now, what to show you? Oh, yes. We go this way. So basically, we need to find something to shoot, and we can head to the platform, which may or may not take us a while. It's about 6.5 kilometers away. So, yeah. As you can see, this ship is moving very slowly, and this is rotating with 26 gyroscopes. I don't want to make this way too responsive, or else like you get really dizzy when you're turning and it's hard to stop turning and so on. Right, anyway, sorted. We're ready to go, and we'll begin forward thrusts. Everything seems to be in order. Yep. Okay. Actually, I have a better idea. Right, my bad. This is me innovating right now. Give me a second. So we go here. I'm going to show you the firepower of this thing. So what I do is I come out, copy, and mind the lag. Yep, there we go. Okay, turn my inertial dampeners back on, fly over here to the front of the ship, and I'll just throw it. There you go. Okay, now he's gonna go that way, and I gotta go chase after it. Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure that it stopped rather than having to pursue. As I said before, the ship is actually surprisingly slow. This isn't my best build. I will show you my best build in a different video. But this is just to show, well, my Vasari inspired ship from Sins of a Solar Empire. Holy crap, this is much lag. Right, back into the cockpit. Okay, let's see here. Let's quickly go into options, because I have a weird feeling things are gonna start going very slow. Okay, game settings. Nope, nothing here. Alright, move back, just go full reverse. Very slowly at 0.7 meters per second. I don't know why we are moving so slow on rearward thrust. Oh, that's why. Okay. So it turns out the ship isn't very perfect. I've lost 4 engines? No, 3. Yep, 3. Wow. No, my bad. Horrible maths. 6 rearward engines. Hence why we are moving so slow. Anyway, I think 350 meters should be enough. And I'm just gonna fire 1 burst, just to show you the damage. So select weapons, and we engage. So as you can see, the missiles have left the barrel within the U-shape. You can see the lasers highlighting everything. Prepare for immense lag, and immense lag, more immense lag, more immense lag. Right, okay, as you saw, that was impact. That wasn't actually that bad. And oh, the game is slowly registering things. We'll fire a 2nd burst. Right, but this time what we'll do is we'll go examine the damage caused, and then I will show you the last thing, my bomber. So let's go over here. So that was 2 bursts with the U-shaped rocket formation. As you can see, we torn the side here of the ship, the rear end of the ship. And overall, though, I don't really see extensive damage. Let's see here. We go down. Nothing. Fuck's sake. There you go. Okay, inertial dampeners are on. Well, there's not going to be anything in the front of the ship unless the rockets have penetrated, which I really don't think they have. We go here. You got quite a few warping of metal. That's one thing I really like about this game. Like when something gets damaged, the metal, the materials themselves begin warping around, and it's great. Oh, they got a faulty engine over there. Right, let's check interior. Have we got any form of penetration? Nope, we got a little hull breach there, but that's nothing. It's no serious problem. We have shrapnel in here, it's sort of free floating, but that is actually it. No immense damage dealt. Should we go check the bridge of the ship? Let's go check the bridge. Nope, no holes in the bridge either. No holes even. Alright, sorted. Right, well, I think, I don't know what happened, because I fired the rockets, and the rockets should have impacted different places, and I only really see the holes and the indentations and everything on just the one place. So I'm not sure what happened with the other one. Maybe it didn't register. But anyway, back to the main ship with all the fighters and everything. Let's see here. Just give me a second. That is meant to have an engine like this over there. No, not quite like that. Maybe if we turn it this way. Nope. Okay. You see, I'm trying to maximize any other thrusting capabilities. So we'll go here. Oh god, I'll just add one there. And then down here, it's meant to have stronger engines, the bigger ones. There you go. And then it's also meant to have some of the little ones as well. I think I changed them because I needed to get this thing painted, and painting this was actually quite a pain, simply because it's like awkward shape, I guess you could say. And we have some serious warping of metal here. I'm not entirely sure why, but we do, so we'll just add some more engines here. There you go, sorted. Right, anyway, back to what I was actually meant to do. Let's see. Right, so I will show you the difference. This here is my bomber craft. Right, so let's fly this out of the hangar. Go here, there you go. I do believe, yeah, there's my other fighter. Alright, let's go over there. To my other fighter. Oh, there he is. Sup, brah. Yeah, here he is. Oh. And stop. There you go. Right. Now to show you the difference. Pay attention to the shape. Yeah, this one is kind of like an arrow facing that way, right? It's inverted wings. I thought inverted wings would be pretty cool. I've made it look as much as I could as the Vasari fighters from Sins, but well, I honestly don't think I did a very good job. And I also needed to cut down on the shape of this, or else it wouldn't fit inside the aircraft carrier, which was really weird. This fighter was actually a little bigger. As for this, the bomber was much bigger than this. I had to cut this down as well. This actually reminds me of the VS Scythe from PlanetSide 2. Right, but so these are the shape differences of the bomber and the fighter. The bomber, being much heavier and slower as expected, carries a much heavier armament. Besides its 4 canopy mounted machine guns, as you can see here, it has a total of 9 rocket pods, right? And this thing cuts things down to pieces with its heavy armament, and also takes a punishment because of its heavy duty armor. Same thing applies to the fighter. The fighter's armament is nice and light. It's only the 4 canopy mounted, with a nose-mounted rocket launcher, and that's it. So it's much lighter. Right, I have flown the fighter. Actually, I'll just show you the combat experience of all of these combat capabilities even. So to our decoy, this one. So it can just be flying around, zipping, just, you know, unleash hell with the machine guns, so on. You have the rockets and shooting things. You can see the armor is actually doing really well. Let's just concentrate fire on one spot. Let's see how long it takes. And that still has not broken through, which is telling me heavy armor is the bomb. It does its job, and this is only one thickness. There you go, I finally managed to break through and just fire through it. But these walls here are just the thickness of one. At the center of these are quite thick. I think it's the thickness of 4, maybe 5. And then this here is, I think, the thickness of 2, besides the windows. And then underbelly is the thickness of 3. So it's actually a very heavily armored ship. And yeah, just float around, shoot a couple of things, do some damage, which doesn't seem to be working very well, as expected, because the fighter is meant to kill other fighters, not attack capital ships like this. As for the bomber though, reorientate, there we go, there's a bomber. As for the bomber, with its armament of 9 rocket pods, it should do a hell of a lot better than the fighter with its armament of only 1. So let's check this out. So go here, let's see, let's just reorient, there you go, and well, that's pretty embarrassing. Okay. Oh wow, major design flaw. That is, yeah, just major design flaw. I have no idea what happened. I will examine the design of this. It wasn't happening before. Let's see. So rocket pods are all facing the right direction. There's no obstruction, there's no nothing. Right. Just fire this, we stood still. There you go, they've launched. I guess it's just because we were moving, which is one really bad thing about this actually. But there you go, we've got impact. Let's just fire one while we're moving forward in a straight line. There you go. Really, it looks pretty awesome. And switch to machine guns. Right, okay, we are slowly nearing the target now. We can just leave this and let's examine the damage. Well then, as you can see, based on the shape of this here was where some of my engines were, and well, they're not there anymore. And it slowly started to break through into the actual ship itself. So that's some pretty good damage, to be honest. Hello, there's the control room right there, and here is the main hangar. So it started to actually penetrate into the ship, and should I continued firing, it would have caused massive amount of damage. We've lost some more engines here, and some of these engines I've actually shut down. We've got some serious warping in the back here. We got hull breach here, and this here, it was gonna go into sort of the engine room and so on. So the combat capabilities of this bomber is, well, I'm gonna have to change it, obviously, but overall I think it's pretty good. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And well, stay tuned for more space engineers or gaming endeavors or whatever we fancy lads may come across. Toodles.